It's the most Irish time of year, which is why I got this fancy glass. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. I'm going to find a jingle eventually. On the menu for today, Clonakilty. I've had Clonakilty before. This one is a little different. Revival Brewing Co. is in Rhode Island. It's an IPA though, and we're going in at 43.6%. I'm pleased to say that I have had Clonakilty before and I've enjoyed it. However, the proof was much higher and they were picks from Irene Tan, aka Whiskey Mentors. In fact, this past weekend I was at Irene Tan's sipping on some of her Clonakilty picks. So this has a lot to live up to, and I'm also not a huge fan of IPAs. The most important part of all, though, is that this bottle was donated to the channel by Mama KillCo. That's right, my mother. Thank you, Mom. This has been long overdue, I might add. I had this for well over a year. Oh, Jesus. We're also recording the first time I've ever used this type of glass. I got this just for this month. Oh gosh. Pace yourself, Brian. I don't really know how to hold this. Oh, there we go. Yay. It's got a little lip on here and everything. It's so fancy.
Look how fancy this is.
We begin with the color. This is pale. Super pale. Straw. I'll call that straw colored. Looks pretty good, though, as far as Irish whiskey. It's got a light bit of honeycomb to it. Divine. And, of course, being 43%, that is also a plus, because most Irish whiskey is just 40%. That's it. Let's move on to the nose. Whoa. Hey, yeah, what was that? A mixture of fruits and coffee? Huh. All right. Let's continue on, shall we? This glass is fun. Apple? Green apple. That's been happening a lot lately. I don't know why. It feels like it's opening up a little more. It's just the tulip top. Ooh. Yeah. Green apple. I was expecting more punchiness on the nose because this was in an IPA cask. But other than that green apple, there is this peculiar, almost floral note. It's giving me purple flower vibes. All right, the more I keep going back to it, the more I keep looking for that hoppy note. And thankfully, I'm not finding it, but I have realized that I'm getting more fruit notes and very little of the actual Irish whiskey that you'd expect on the nose. There is just the slightest bit of a scone or a butter cookie. Oh, that's what that is. Ooh. That's very specific. Girl Scout cookies have a butter cookie of some sort. I had to look up what this was called exactly, and I'm still going to mispronounce it. Trefoil? Girl Scout cookies, there's something called trefoil. It's a butter cookie of some sort. That is what it's reminding me of. Very specific, strangely, and I don't remember when I've had one of those cookies, but I know I have. Butter scone, jam, like grape jelly. It's kind of wild. Not what I expected to happen out of a IPA finished Irish whiskey. However, we have not gone onto the palate yet. This is a fun glass to play with. First sip, pleasant. No IPA craziness. A nice vanilla. There was something interesting at the start, but it was very brief. And again, first sip, I don't want to go think about it too much. We like to have the second sip and hold it on our palate, swish it around a little bit, and then start to analyze
the deliciousness of the whiskey.
Ooh. It brought out more of the oak. It's more vanilla. A little spicier than I thought it would be. Not cinnamon, what is that? Maybe nutmeg? It actually has a pleasant progression. What I should also mention, Clonakilty does a lot of finishing. So you will see many different Clonakiltys out there with many different finishing types, and that's what I think is so interesting about them, is that they will do something like an IPA finished whiskey, and then they'll do something like this, which is a port finished whiskey. Very sad about this, by the way. So that makes it fun. That makes this something you can explore over and over again because they're doing finishing. Sunflower seeds. Oh, lemon citrus. And this is me going back to the nose, by the way. I didn't say that. Back to the palate, sure. It also has a very nice mouthfeel. I can just hold that in my tongue for a while. Oh yeah, butter cookie, a little sweetness, a little vanilla, touch of spice. I think what's confusing me is I'm not getting the IPA impact I expected. A little more woodiness to it, a little more of a spice, but not what I would expect. But it is extremely pleasant, and I would absolutely pour this again. I might pour more after this video is done, actually. Because you can pour this and sip on this and have it be interesting and not have it be overpowering. And I would say you could introduce someone to Irish whiskey's complexity by giving them some of this, since it is 43%. What a very pleasant surprise. I kind of wish I had opened this bottle earlier, but I'm glad I finally did. I will be pouring more of this during this time of month, of course. Why not? What else would be in an Irish coffee? Still feels weird to hold. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. and I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.